Talk about all this shit that happened in these last what
Okay, I
three,
think I got
four,
it.
about
Got
seven
it.
months. About
Okay, you
7 months.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it now. I got the live.
Oh, I see
Okay,
it says
so
live.
yep, we here with Miss Lucia, and you want to go ahead and tell them about yourself and get it started. This ain't got to be professional. This is just us
It
talking.
can't be professional because
You
ain't no
never
professional.
with this one, not with
Right.
me.
Okay, I'm Lucy, and Christina asked me to come on here, and here I is.
That's right, and
Listen
I
to what
thank
the
you.
fuck I gotta say.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't get us kicked off of here,
De
please.
nada. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay, so let me tell you when it started.
Okay.
No, let me tell you when I should have realized when I was starting to lose my mind.
Okay. So which one we talking about first? You're gonna talk about the PTSD, the depression, or the
We're
spiritual
talking about the
awakening?
PTSD and
Okay.
anxiety that led to everything else,
Okay.
right?
I got you.
So remember I told you Maya died, my mom's dog died, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say it was before like I want to see that in December, so I want to say it was about November, right?
Hmm.
I had this dream. I can't really remember. It wasn't even a dream; it was a visitation. Anyway, and then I remember making my. I woke myself because I could wake myself up in my dreams, right? If it gets too much, right? And I
Hmm.
remember waking myself up, and I wasn't alone in the house, right? So I got scared from it, and I thought, bald bitch, like what the fuck? Lay back down, right? So whatever it was in the hallway, right? So I went right back to sleep because I did, and then like sometime after that. I remember my anxiety was high, right?
Hmm.
My anxiety just started getting higher and higher and higher. And I'm like, damn, right? So after Maya died, right? She died like 3 days after my birthday, right? So in December, right? Um, I want to say like a week later, because she was old, so I had to put her on the bed.
She was old.
Yeah, so I would have to put her on the bed. Girl, next thing you know, right? I want to say like a week or two later, I
Hmm.
remember jumping up out the bed and I was like, Maya, I got to get Maya out the bed, right? I was here, right? And then that's when I realized, I was like, dang, she's not even physically, so right, but I felt her energy, right? So I'm
Hmm.
like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck going on? Right? So anyway, so let's move forward to January. My anxiety's already high, right?
And
Okay,
this
so
year.
yeah, girl.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, my anxieties already have. So I'm thinking, because I got medical anxiety. Like a lot of people don't know what the fuck that is, right? So medical anxiety is anything that happens that is medical, like your blood pressure being high, you worry about it.
Hmm.
Um, your heart racing. It's like I developed it when I had the heart attack in 2017, right? And that's when because I always had anxiety, but that's when the PTSD started, right? And then the anxiety turned into panic disorder and social anxiety and all the other stuff, right? So another reason why I've been staying at home a lot or just mainly do what I do and then just come home, right? Because I can't really deal with people. It gets too overstimulating and then I just get like, right? I can't. I cannot. So anyway, so then February, right? February, my blood pressure just started getting high. And I'm like, because I told you I got to take my blood pressure every day for the cardiologist and go straight to him. So my blood pressure started getting high. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Right. Mind you, my anxiety was still high from whatever the hell made it high before. Right. So I'm starting to like kind of panic because it was like every day it was just getting higher and higher and higher. Right. And the higher it got, mind you, remember I said I got medical anxiety. Right.
Hmm.
So mind you, the higher it got each day, the more anxiety I got, right? And the more anxiety I got, the more sensitive I was to everything, right? So like, man, how can I put it? So I was sensitive to everything. I was sensitive to being around people. I was sensitive to my emotions was just everywhere, right? And then I started turning manic like by March, right? Like there's different forms of manic. There's like um
Because I was gonna ask you first. I was gonna ask you. about the different forms of anxiety before the different forms of manic. So you said
So
I know about general anxiety. I
yeah,
didn't know
general
about medical.
anxiety is just like regular anxiety that somebody you already have anxiety,
Right.
right? So
Social anxiety
social
and
anxiety, right? That's when you're around too many people and it overstimulates you and you got to
overstimulated.
go, right?
Yeah, I got that.
And
And
then
then the medical anxiety is when you're scared to go to the doctor because you get anxiety.
no, the medical anxiety is um like mine is my heart. So if I feel any palpitations, right, I start to panic because of
Mm.
the heart attack I had, right? So like everything goes to your head, but you're all right, right? So you start to panic, right? So like let's say you broke your ankle, severely broke your ankle in the woods or something, right?
Hmm.
And now you don't want to go to the woods because you remember that it fucked you up, right? To the point. So that's part of PTSD. Everything can give you PTSD. That's what a lot of people don't understand. I was listening to my therapist. Then I ain't like him. They
But
don't
he
know I
was
was
good.
listening, but I was listening. And it wasn't just him. It was like a few of them. Some of them were just dumb, right? So anyway, right. So everything will just give you anxiety. You get anxiety and PTSD from everything. It just depends on how severe it is, right? So my heart attack gave me
Yeah.
PTSD, right? It was that pain. I never. Oof. Lord. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Right. Right. Medical anxiety. My medical anxiety. Right. So we know what that is. Right. Different forms of anxiety. Some is just severe than others. Right.
Mhm.
So and then the PTSD. Right. The trauma. The trauma from it. So I'm not gonna get over that shit. I'm trying to, but it's hard. And then mind you, I have been on medication, and this is important, right? Because I
Mhm.
realized this after I stopped taking the medication. That's when I really got crazy, right? When I stopped taking the medicine, mind you, I was telling you about the blood pressure, right?
Yep.
I'm like, damn, so I'm making my blood pressure high, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? What's making my blood pressure high? So I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me stop taking all these pills, right? So I stopped taking like the antidepressant. I stopped taking mostly everything. I just stopped cold turkey. Because
At
I remember
once.
the doctor was like, don't just stop it. I was like, don't tell me what to do. Right? Because he ain't even saying nothing. Right. I was like, I do what I want. I'm a grown ass woman.
That's right.
Right. Right. That man just was irritated with me, so he just left me alone, right? So so I stopped. Cause I was like, something's making my blood pressure high, and the higher it got, like I said, the more I panic, right? So I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention, but I was so mentally caught up in everything, my emotions, my feelings, my everything, my manic episode. Like when I
Mhm.
say manic, girl, I told you I went to that doctor, and I kept going to the doctor every week, a couple times a week, and I'm like, man, something's wrong. Mind you, I had caught a cold too, right? I had a cold, and I knew I had a cold, and I'm telling them like I don't feel good, blah 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 blah, and they're like, no, you're fine. Let me give you this, blah blah blah, right? So I'm like, okay, we'll go back the following week. I'm still don't feel good, right? And then I'm like, man, something's not right. So then every time I went, they was like, it's your anxiety, right, girl? That shit was making me mad, right? So I said, you know what? Just give me some pills, right? So I went home and I took a pill, right? And I went to sleep. And then I would wake up worse, right? And I'm sitting at home like, them movies where motherfuckers lose their mind and shit, and they sitting at home talking to themselves,
Mhm.
and then so that was me. But in this case, it was my dogs, right?
Mm.
And then I was getting worse. Like I said, I stopped eating. I only ate enough to get the hunger away, right? So I was like, that's when I kind of figured, okay, after a while, after I lost like 7 pounds, that's when I figured, okay, I'm
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all fucked up right now. right?
Is that
So
manic? Was that the manic?
yeah, girl, when I tell you, like I was going in there, I was hostile. When I say I was hostile, my motherfucking doctor didn't come close to me,
It
right?
was crazy.
Girl, I was hostile as hell because it was like, no, y'all need to listen to me. Like I know what I'm talking about, right? And they told you they kept saying like it's your anxiety. Then I went to the hospital, right? That was my anxiety. They did the blood work for the because they do the blood work to see if you had a heart attack. I can't remember the levels that they look for. And then they did X-ray of the stent, right? They can make sure the stent didn't move and stuff like that, right? Each time I went, they'd be like, "You're fine, right?" So the
Mhm.
last time I went, so it was like maybe like 2, 3 weeks ago. I went and then let me not skip, right?
Mhm.
So the last time I went to see my PCP, he basically was like got rid of me because I was ready to fight, like literally. We about to throw hands in this bitch,
What
right?
he?
So I ended up
What
going
did he
to
do? Was it him? Was it him or was it the manic?
it was
Both.
mainly the manic because
Okay.
I kept telling him something was wrong, but he wasn't listening to me. So what I did was I was like, okay, I came home for a minute and I'm like, man, what the fuck is making my blood mind you just feel my blood pressure? I'm like, man, what the fuck is making my blood pressure high, right? And I'm thinking, and man, my motherfucking for them last 2 months, I didn't even dream.
Mm.
I didn't astral project, I didn't none of it, right? Them 3 months, right? So I'm like, man, let me go to because I was taking a shot for a skin condition I got, right? So I'm like, that's what it is, right? So that same day I went to the dermatologist because they was like they ain't had no open. So I pulled up. You ain't gonna tell me you ain't gonna see me because
Okay.
they saw me, right? And then the doctor, ugly ass with his stupid ass mustache, right? Don't tell me that it wasn't the shot. Miss, don't tell me what I know,
You know
right?
your body.
Right. And he was like, no, it's not that because I never heard of that. I was like, look, little man. He made me so mad. He ain't little. He like 5 foot tall too. Right. I was like, little man. I was like, don't tell me. I know what it is. Right. So anyway, so I was like, let me leave out of there before they call security. Right. So from there I went to the cardiologist, right? Mind you, this is all in one day. Right.
Mm.
So I saw the cardiologist and was telling him he took my blood pressure and then, you know, I told him I figured out again, Christina, I stopped taking all that medicine. It had already been a month. I'm thinking I'm doing good, right? Losing weight, not really eating much because I was scared to eat, right? So then next thing you know, I go to the cardiologist and he kind of listened, right? So then he told me I had a panic attack, right? And he
While you
told me
was
not to
there or before you went there?
girl, no, well, on my way there and then while I was there, right?
Oh my God.
And then I told him about the shot. He was like, stop taking it. I was going to anyway, so it didn't matter what you said. Right. And I try not to get smart,
Mm.
but I can't help it. Right. I
Yeah.
can't help it. It's like
It's just who you are.
I can't help it. Right.
I know.
And
It's
he
okay.
was like, girl, he was like, Miss Hall, calm down. And I'm like, how the fuck I'm gonna calm down with my blood pressure? Like, anyway. So then
Right.
before I left there, that man was like, I'm going to need you to go see somebody, right? I was like, I don't want to see nobody. I don't need to see nobody. He was like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I was
Mm.
like, oh man, come on, man. Right? Mind you, this whole time, I'm still feeling ways, right?
Mhm.
So like I'm super sensitive, like I'm emotional, and I'm still not really putting two and two together, right? Till I did that one video, right?
I
And I'm
think that
still
video.
emotional. Girl, I was still emotional, and I'm like, man, I'm crying, and I'm like, mommy, right? And then I saw this therapist, right? Because they asked me what happened, and I was like, I just stopped taking all my stuff. I was on the Vibrate and I was on the Bistro. The Vibrate was the antidepressant, and the Bistro was for like supposed to help you sleep, but for
Mhm.
anxiety, right? So anyway, long story short, with that, I had to stop taking the shit, the Zoloft, because it sent me more in a panic because I had ended up with the just severe side effects of it, right? So I was hold on, let me close this door.
You're fine.
So I was like, you know what? Lucy ain't taking shit else, right? So I stopped taking it, right? Mind you, I
Which
started
they
feeling
don't
better.
recommend you do that. They don't once, but
I started,
sometimes you got
Christina,
to.
I was
Hmm.
feeling better like within a week because I had went to the hospital. I think after the third day of taking it, that doctor was
Hmm.
fine as shit too, bro. Right? I remember thinking like I'm sitting here with boogers on my nose and shit. This motherfucker looking delicious, right? And then he was like, "Oh, it's just a panic attack," and that he already knew, right? And because I was like, "How you know? Are you sitting in this bed?" And he was like, "I'm gonna take your blood work and then do an X-ray just so you could feel better, right?" They gave me like a Xanax and stuff. They made me drive home high as hell over Xanax,
Oh
right?
my goodness, they
Girl,
let
right?
you
That girl
go.
slow, right? So anyway, I was fine, right? So I went to the doctor, whatever, whatever, whatever. So in between all that, and then after all that, I was still emotional. I'm like, man, and then I think I went back like a week later because I was getting hives and my blood pressure skyrocketed too. And it was the Zoloft. They had me on Zoloft, right?
Mm.
Mind you, it was starting to work because I was feeling better, right? So I got off of it, and then I started crying again like a few days later, right? And then what like they don't tell you though is like, right? So
Hmm.
so I learned through all these years, right? Even though antidepressants and stuff help, right? They cloud who you are,
Mm.
right? So they cloud who you really are, right? And they mask your feelings and your emotions, right? And then they make you into somebody that you're not, right? So that's when I decided after that Zoloft, I was like, I'm not gonna take that now. Cause I remember thinking like if I remember that's when I figured out what antidepressants and stuff are, right? Them SSRI, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna take anything else because they wanted me to take something else, and I was like, no, like me stupid once, I ain't gonna be stupid like three times, like
Right.
no. So I was like, no. So I'm just gonna try to find a I'm just gonna try to find a group. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though, because if they just irritate me, I don't know. I don't know.
Like what kind of group?
Like a PTSD group or something like
Oh,
that. You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
Yep.
Instead of just seeing like one psychiatrist, you could just listen to. I don't know if it'll help, but I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna say. But anyway, so when I realized I was like, I kind of thought it was a spiritual awakening when I did that video to explain about PTSD and stuff. And then towards the end, I thought to myself, like, what the fuck? Am I having a spiritual awakening? And then when I stopped that video, I started crying in the car, right?
Mm.
Started bawling in the car, right? And in the meantime, like I know it's this house too, right?
Yes.
Because I've been stuck in the house, right? Like usually it doesn't bother me it don't bother me, but like since I've been stuck in the house like more, um it's been a little bit sensitive, right? And then like a few I think it was I want to say it was what's this, man? I want to
Yeah.
say it was March. I remember taking a dog outside and we have one of them lights, them solar lights, and when you walk
Mhm.
past it, it'll light up, right? Because I think I was outside with Prince. It was late, and then the light kept coming on, right? And I felt the energy because I did, but I ain't look. And then I saw the light turn on. I think I still got that picture too. I saw the light turn on. My deal was night, and it's one of them lights you walk past them sensors, motion lights. It just kept turning on, and I was far away from it. And I took that picture, and then I saw the orb, right? So it was following me, and I already knew it was. I just choose to just be like, okay, let me go, right? And then after that, that's when I realized. That's when I really, 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 really realized, like something ain't right. Look,
Yes.
like look, something ain't right. Like
And your
you got
house
to
has
figure.
been known to catch many, 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 many orbs
You got to
before
figure
all
it
of
out,
this.
girl. Yeah,
Different colors.
it.
Like I've
Yeah.
seen some
So
shit.
on the porch, a girl with the
Yeah, on the
camera.
outside,
Yeah, yeah.
inside. Yes, yes.
And I'm like, yeah, and it was so much too. Like I had to, like this stuff I got from when Robert passed. I'm gonna give it to his son. I gotta get that out this house. I'm gonna give it to the one son that didn't get anything. I'm gonna give all that stuff to him.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, and
You
because I know
should.
that has something to do with it too.
And do you
So
think by you being like, first of all, that house been active since it's been active for a very long time, but over the years, it just seems to get more intense. And do you think that's because you become more sensitive to stuff? I know your mom was sensitive to
girl,
energy. All y'all sensitive to
I
energy. Even
thought
the
about
damn
her
great
too.
nieces is
Right.
sensitive to energy. But do you think it's become stronger, and
Since
that's
my
got a
no,
lot to
since
do with
my
the
mama
health?
died.
Mm.
Since my mama died in the house. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of shit happened since my mama died, girl. Since he transitioned.
And the
Like,
dog.
yeah, a lot of it. A lot of, and I knew she was transitioning because I think it was like the day before, like 2 days before, she kept looking up. Like she was looking at somebody. And then that's when I knew, but I didn't think it was gonna be that quick because I was gonna have it put down, but she ended up dying in the house. I was like, man, come on now. The fuck? And then and I buried her in the backyard with my boot on and everything. But yeah, it's been crazy. I don't want to go through that shit.
And you even before your mom transitioned or went to heaven, she knew that house had some stuff in it. Like you can tell. But I think that it got heavier. I think it got heavier because you became more sensitive to it. You
Girl, that
started
shit's so
really paying
irritating.
attention to it,
I ain't got no
and it's
choice.
coming into your dreams, out your dreams, and it's just
Since
a
my
lot.
mama transitioned, my dreams been like right. And then, like I said, then after that, like that whole time, I didn't dream. I didn't astral travel. I didn't do none of that. I didn't get no visitation, no none of that. That whole time I was manic. I was losing my mind,
Mm,
being aggressive and shit, ready to fight the world. Like I didn't dream at all. And then like I said, now I'm dreaming of other people's ancestors. Like, come on now.
mm-hmm.
Like, how you gonna come through my house? And yeah. But yeah, since my mama transitioned, yeah, it's been I already knew. I felt it.
The heightened anxiety, the manic,
Girl,
all of it just increased.
it's
So, how
fucked.
does the depression come in? Does the depression come in because of so much absorbing so much energy,
Yeah, and then it's
the
like,
withdrawal in yourself?
and if you don't know what the hell's going on,
Yeah.
like you literally think you're losing your mind. Like,
Yep.
bro, I thought I was going crazy for real. I remember thinking like, man, if I go to this doctor, he gonna lock me up.
Yep.
Yeah, and they gonna have to be sedating me because right. I remember thinking that like what's that movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's what I just kept thinking about.
So yeah.
And like yeah, that's all I kept
So,
thinking about. And it was like I kept thinking I just kept thinking like, man, like why am I feeling this here? Like why am I feeling that there? And I don't know how to explain it. It's crazy. It's yeah, everything got sensitive. Like everything got sensitive.
everything extra
Yeah.
sensitive too.
I can't be around I can't be around nothing negative. I mean, I could have before and for a little while and I could have tolerated it.
Yep.
But now it's like all I gotta do is look at you and be like, I don't like you. I don't
Instantly.
like you.
You can
I don't
tell.
like you. Right.
So
Leave me
either
alone. I
I
don't
got to
like you.
leave, or if I know you there, I'm not coming.
Yeah. So
Either
now it's
or.
like that. I mean, I could do it before, but now it's like more.
It's too
And then
hard.
like the sorrow, man, what is it? The sorrow, the sadness, the joy, like all of it is like so super heightened. Girl, I was so tired of crying. When I tell you I was so
Mm.
tired of crying, I'm like, my dogs was looking at me like, is she gonna break down?
What made you?
Ugly crying too. Right. That shit was crazy.
That's when you know it's real.
Man.
Oh God. Like what made you like finally like okay Lucia or okay Lucy this I gotta get this ain't something that's more than this because I think it's all going together like the heightened anxiety The because you're an empath, so you're absorbing everything, and that house is super active. And I want to bring you on here and talk about that. That's a whole
When
nother.
I realized it was a
Whew,
house,
that's a whole nother life.
because one day I was in my room. I'm like, man, it's this house. And then I remember thinking, I remember when Kwame. Did I ever tell you about the time Kwame disappeared in the house?
No,
Oh,
but we can talk about that now.
so it was I think it was like maybe like 3 years before my mom died. They had the store around the corner, and we ended up Kwame was taking a nap, and I was like, man, I don't want to wake Kwame up. This motherfucker on some bipolar shit, right? So she was like, okay, so we double bolt locked the door. It's like a block and a half. And then when we came back, I went to check on him because he had already been asleep for a minute. He wasn't in his room. So I'm like, what the fuck am I in at? So I went in the kitchen thinking like, cause he was greedy, right? And I was like, Ma, go check in the basement, right? I want to know we're in the basement, right? So we checked both doors. I'm like, the front door was locked. The double bolt was locked. And then I ended up putting them little things in the front because that motherfucker would try to jump out the window like a dummy, right? And then he didn't fuck with the back window. I don't know why he didn't fuck with the back window, but I never had to worry about him going through the back window. And then my mom went to the basement and she came upstairs, was like, he's not in the basement. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I went in the basement. He ain't nowhere in the basement, Christina. Like I looked everywhere. Like when I say everywhere and behind everything, right? Nowhere in the basement, nowhere up here, nowhere, nowhere. When I say nowhere, this motherfucker, what was that? Like it's like Twilight Zone shit, right? So girl, next thing you know, I'm like, man, what are we gonna do? Like, I'm gonna have to call the police because where the fuck is he at? Right? Nobody was home. It was just me, mom, and Kwame. Girl, we was in the living room. I was trying to figure out because I'm like, nobody kidnapped them because there was no way, right? Next thing you know, Kwame come out the kitchen, right? Like when you walk in the kitchen and
Mm-hmm.
then he comes out the kitchen and he was like, "Hey, Lou," and I
I'm
was like,
sorry.
Mama looked at me and I looked at her, and Mama was like, "Kwame, where you been?" Girl, he was so happy. Wherever the fuck he was at, he was so happy, right? He came back so happy, and he was like, "Hey, Lou, I was gone. Like, motherfucker, I know you was gone. Like, but he couldn't tell me where he was at, right? After that, I was like, I can't leave him alone because I'm like that. I don't know where the house took him. I don't know where
That
the house took him.
that part,
Yeah, I don't know where the house took him, but he was
because I
fine.
know your
Nowhere.
basement and that
Hmm.
stairway
He
was
came out
heavy
through the
to me.
basement, like part, like
Yeah.
not even came out. Like he appeared, like literally appeared,
I told you it
like
was a portal in that house.
some wherever the fuck he went. Like he had a good time. This nigga had a
Well,
good
at
time
least
because
it
he
was
was
a
happy.
positive experience.
He was right because he was happy for the rest of that day. I remember that. And then, like that's when mainly all the stuff really started was when Carmaine disappeared. And then that's when my mom started seeing the little girl more, and Jesus started hearing stuff in the basement. But Jesus could hear a murder, and he just won't do nothing.
Mm.
Right. And then that was it. I remember taking a nap one night, one day, and then somebody rubbed my face. I remember that gently. It felt like a lady. And then I remember asking my mom if she was in the room. She was like, no. And I was like, what you mean? She was like, no, I know you do. I was like, okay. So I ain't saying nothing. But other than that, what else you want to ask me? Because this is girl, this story, my
Okay,
story,
I
my
got
story.
you. We got some stories here. So we talked about like the PTSD. So how are I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna jump forward. So how are you dealing with the PTSD? Did you get back on your medicine?
No,
Um, the depression, how are you dealing with that? I know you said you're gonna find a group for the PTSD, so you're not
I'm
back
thinking
on.
about it.
You're thinking about finding a group for
Mm,
the
I be
PTSD
wanting to, but then I think about being around all them people and then
because then the social
give me
anxiety
anxiety.
tries to kick in. Like I don't
Just give me
know.
anxiety,
At
yeah.
least it's good to think about it. And so you're
Yeah.
not taking nothing for the PTSD. What about the
Uh,
depression? What's helping
the
you
depressed,
snap out
nothing.
of?
I don't have a choice. So it's like,
There you go.
I'm either gonna I'm either gonna let it take over,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with it. Right? I don't want to get back on medication because I told you, like those SSRIs, that's what they call the antidepressants, SSRIs.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is mask your gift. You know what I mean?
That is the truth.
So right, so like the movies where they had somebody in the mental hospital, and then they'd be like, "You ain't seen nothing. Take this medication." That's
Mm-hmm.
basically what that is. So I mean, it was a good thing I did it, but then the way I did it, I don't recommend because I don't.
Yeah, because I don't think you're supposed to do it like that.
But I was feeling badass, and you can't tell me what the fuck to do.
Because you was feeling grown.
And girl, I was feeling confident too. I told you, Donzel saw me, and then he was like, "Lou, what?" And
Like
I was like, "Yeah," and I was
what's
like, "I'm
going on?
fine. I'm happy." That's what exactly what I said too. I was like, "I'm fine. I'm so happy, Donzel. I stopped taking my medication because I don't need it no more." Mind you, I was in the process of losing my fucking mind. And then he was like, "Okay." That's all he said was okay. He looked at me
And
like, "But you,
do you feel like this too? Not to cut you off, but you know how when they label people like schizophrenic because they give them that medicine sometimes and it enhances. A lot is a thin line, I think, between being full blown psychic and schizophrenia because they see stuff, they feel stuff, they hear stuff, and it's like they get labeled. And once you get labeled, and probably
it's
when you
over." Right.
yeah, and you go get that shot in that place, it's pretty much over. So you're just a schizophrenic where you was probably super sensitive to energy, but you start taking their medicine, like you said, it hides it masks the
Hi,
ability.
yeah, everything that you are, it
Just like
masks everything
being
that
a
you're,
if you're a
everything that you're
super
going through.
if you're drunk, you it's
Right.
hard. Yes, it's yeah.
Yep. Everything that you're going through, not even just like spiritually, just like
Life.
you're it's like it's keeping you from really healing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you're avoiding your trauma, right? Through medication. I mean, it's
You
nice. I ain't gonna
are.
say it's not
Yeah,
nice.
it's beautiful, but you're really blanketing it like a band
Yeah.
aid in it. There you go,
Hmm.
band aid in it.
Yep.
So when it
So
comes to spiritual
was
awakening,
gausing that shit. I'm abandoning shit. That shit was in
right?
motherfucking gauze and tape.
I get some fucking bricks and put it down
Right.
in
That
some
shit was
concrete.
crazy. Right.
How do you think all of that plays? Because some people can have PTSD, social anxiety, generalized anxiety, medical anxiety, and depression, and not have no spiritual or insight or no
But they
or not
do
be
though. They
empathetic.
just don't. But they do. That's what I learned so much within these last months. I went crazy. Like. But this thing, like they do. But a lot of people still don't
Embrace it.
want to be. Yeah.
Don't
Like I
believe
don't
it.
either. But I don't got no choice because
Then
this
no,
I just basically just been
don't
bit
go
slapped
nowhere.
with. Right.
Yours
Right.
came out the blue. Yours came out like a
Girl.
bus, like a deer in
It
headlights, like you
actually came.
got hit.
It came, but it was slow, and then once
And
it
then it
just,
went whoop.
yeah, it was like, damn, what the fuck? Right. So I don't recommend taking antidepressants and stuff. I really don't, unless God forbid, you're at to the point where
You're gonna
you
hurt
try,
yourself or
yeah,
hurt
or
people,
somebody else.
and you
That,
gotta
that I
take
do.
medicine. Yeah.
Yeah, that I do. But like, if you're trying to, you have to deal with what you're healing in order to heal.
Hmm. And
Just
that
like
ain't overnight. That's
right.
every single day.
Just like that saying, like you can't love somebody if you don't love yourself.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Now, spirituality. So I want to talk about spirits, but I do want to talk about the awakening. So
Girl.
you already was sensitive. Your mom was sensitive. Like I said, your great niece, all y'all, your nephews, y'all all are super sensitive to energy. And your mom is not even a stranger to the ATR. So it's in you. It's in your lineage. Do you feel like because you was y'all were sensitive before you had or before you was diagnosed with the PTSD, the depression, the anxiety, y'all was still picking up on energy. Like
Right.
y'all, your mom was doing it even before she moved there.
Right.
So it's in you. Do you feel like it all just heightened like for
When
you
she
at
passed
once?
away, when she transitioned.
It just all heightened for you.
Was it no 2 nights after she transitioned? I remember I was asleep and I heard her screaming my name, but it was like a whisper. Like, I don't think I told you that either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like a whisper, but I knew she was yelling for me to hear it, and it woke me up because it did. And then I remember saying, "I hear you." Girl, I went back to sleep. So I was tired. And then, girl, it was like a whisper, but I know she was yelling. She was screaming my name like to the top of her lungs. And then it woke me up in the hallway. It woke me up, and then I went back to sleep because I was exhausted. I was tired of crying anyway. And then after that, like she visited me a couple times. I remember one dream I had. It wasn't a dream. This was probably like maybe like almost a year after she transitioned.
Mhm.
I remember she was laying in the bed, and then she was like, and I was standing, and she was like, "Why is your heart so broken?" Right,
Wow.
right. And it made me want to cry. Right. So she was like, "Why is your heart so broken? Why are you so sad?" And I was like, I miss you and I love you and I don't want you to leave me." Right. And I remember laying down with her, and then she held me, and then I woke up. And I was like, "Let me smoke a cigarette."
But it was real.
I
Like
remember
just
that.
as real as real.
Yeah. I don't like talking about that, but yeah, I
I
remember
can
that.
tell.
Yeah. But
And
yeah.
yeah, and you picking up on a lot more energy too. Do you think it's so what you're not taking your medicine, but you're looking for like support groups? What advice would you give to people that were super sensitive to energy, empaths? You could almost say psychic because everybody has abilities, but I know you are a super
Find
empath
what's gonna work for you. Like I remember you told me
because
to work.
everything ain't for everybody.
Yeah, I
What I
remember you
told you, girl, ain't no
to work
telling.
with them cards, to get cards. The cards ain't really for me. I got them, and I've been trying to, but the cards ain't really for me. So I haven't really found what's for me. You know what I mean? So like, try to figure out what's gonna help you the best. You know, like just because somebody recommends something, doesn't mean it's gonna be for you. You
That's
know,
right.
it doesn't mean it's gonna help. So you could try or whatever somebody recommends, but you're still gonna have to, even though somebody recommends it, you're still gonna have to figure out you. Yeah. It took me a long time to learn that. Actually, it took me I learned that in a few months. Yeah. Because I was in
So learn,
denial.
you ain't never too late to learn.
Right. I was in denial. I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Girl, them dreams I was having though. Them dreams was like, girl, I told you I was in other planets and other planets and other species and yeah, all that stuff. I was like, the fuck going on, my dude? What the fuck?
And so, how is it now? How are the dreams? Are you still? I know you like can pick up on. You still picking up on? Do you see things? You seeing people? How's the
I
house?
still have night terrors, right? But
Okay.
those are repetitive though. Like I've always had them. It's like, hey, how can I put it? So it's like a movie you watch over and over and over again, right? And you know
Mhm.
how the movie starts and then I was gonna end like play by play,
Mhm.
right? And then you know what's happening next, and then you're gonna trying to change what's happening next, and then you do, and then the dream people, because I call them dream people, and then my dream people be like, "Hey, what you doing?" Right? This how this gonna play out. So no matter what I do, it's gonna play out however the fuck they trying to get until I wake myself up. But I still had them nightmares and stuff, and those visitations they be irking my soul, girl, because they be making me mad. I be waking up mad, right? And then like I got different dream people. Like I call them dream people because they're my
I
dream
know what
people.
you're talking about.
Yeah. So I have different dream people now since I started dreaming again. And then it's like, what the fuck? I ain't asked y'all to come visit me. How dare you?
Have you had prophecies? Have you like seen something in your dream
Yeah, I've always have though.
and that
I
has
might not
come
see
to
them till
pass?
like years. Yeah. I've
But you be like,
always
I dreamt that. I
I've
knew
always
that was
had.
gonna happen.
Or I'll be like, this I got deja vu.
That,
I'll
yep.
be having deja vu, and I have to remember where I seen it at. Like, deja vu, like yeah, like when the death, when I can smell death. I know when death is
Mm,
around. Mhm. I know when death is around. I don't like that part, but ain't nothing
that's
I could do
one
about
that
it.
a lot of people don't like to talk about. Like that's
Yeah,
a strong ability. You can, you know it. You can,
yeah,
like
I
you
know
can
when it's
smell
around.
it.
Yep,
Yep,
I can
that
smell
is
it.
the truth.
Yep, I can smell it. And who is it gonna be? I don't know.
But you just know
But
it's
it's
coming.
somebody
You can
that
smell it.
I either knew in the past or somebody that I know. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
hmm Yeah, I've always been able to do that though.
Oof.
But yeah,
That's one of the ones that
yeah, yeah.
that's like
That shit was crazy. Yeah, it was around like a week before my mama. I remember that. That was that day Jesse was like, Lou, y'all taught that bird how to do tricks. And I was like, what you talking about? Tricks. Remember we had the cockatiel, that one
yes,
cockatiel left.
because I had, well, yes, I do remember
Yeah,
about one of
yeah,
them too.
yeah. And he was like, I was like, what do you mean tricks? He was like, the bird is laying on the bottom of the cage, and I was like, what are you talking about? I knew death was here that day, right? I know,
Mm,
but I didn't say nothing to my mom because. So what I told Jesse was because I had a few things to do in the hospice, and that was when I asked her if she wanted to go to hospice. And then they sent the nurse that day. The hospice nurse came over, but I just told Jesse to keep an eye on her. I didn't tell him why because Jesse doesn't. Jesse is closed off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even though he
he
like
know he got abilities. I know
yeah,
he
because
do.
when he was living here, I remember he would come up every now and then, a couple times. You know, talking about some, huh? Like, nigga, I ain't call you. Don't be answering no fucking. Right.
Don't
What's wrong
answer.
with you? Right. So anyway, so that day, girl, I had came back from the store because I had to buy her some insure. And then that's when he showed me, girl, why the bird was dead, right?
I know.
And I'm like, Jesse, the bird dead. Like, ain't nobody taught that bird no damn tricks. All right. Anyway, I
He
made him
didn't
bury.
know.
Yeah, I made him bury the bird in the front. That was the day she choked on that water after that label. That was the day she choked on that water. Because she had to drink more water, right? And I turned around, was about to tell her to slow to drink the water slow because she was mad because she had to drink water, right?
She didn't
Kenzie and
want to know
Katie
what.
was
She
here.
didn't want that water.
Girl, she was mad as hell, but she was dehydrated. And I'm like, just drink this one. Like, I know, what's going on. Just at least drink this one. But she started choking. Kenzie started screaming. Did I tell you? I think I told you about this. Did I?
No, not
Kenzie
I. Ain't-
started,
Not Kenzie.
Kenzie and Katie was in the room. Kenzie started screaming. Mind you, I was in the hallway. I had just got out of her room and I was about to turn around and be like, Mommy, I was gonna go downstairs for something for her. I was gonna be like, Mommy, just don't drink it fast. So she was mad. And when she got mad when she drank water, she would try to down it and shit. It was something wrong with her throat where she would have to drink slow, if not she would choke.
Hmm.
Anyway, so next thing you know, Kenzie started screaming and she was pointing to the closet, right? I already knew what it was, right? So my mom was choking. I made Kyra come back. Girl, my mama's lips was turning. My mama's lips were turning blue, right? Her blue jaw locked and the water stuck in her throat. I already knew what it was. I already knew what was going on, right? Mind you, Death was in the house that day, right? Then Kyra came and got the girls, and I'm telling Jesus called 911, and he like, what? Girl, this a whole nother story in itself, right?
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother show. Like
Girl, right.
that we will do.
So
So,
I'm trying to do all this stuff and I'm trying to get her jaw to unlock. It locked, Christina. When I tell you it fucking locked, I'm trying to pull her dentures out, right? And she choking and she like, she's already frail.
mm,
Girl, next thing you know, I was like, you're not taking her, not today. Girl, I was so mad. And I said that with everything in me. I threw her on the fucking floor and I hit her so fucking hard in the back. And I was like, get away. I was like, leave her alone, let her go. And I said it. with everything in me, I was like, she's gonna die like she's supposed to die, right? Girl, I hit her, and then girl, the water came out, her jaw
Mhm.
unlocked, and then I was like, breathe, breathe, right? And she did, right? She didn't remember that day, right? She did, and then she was trying to tell me, like, her eyes were, she was scared, and she was trying to tell me that death was in the closet. But I told her I didn't. I
Mhm.
was like, I didn't. I was like, no, I already know, like, and then I sent her to the hospital, and then I made Kyra stay with her. I didn't make Kyra. I asked her to stay with her that night. And then the next night, I think like a week later, maybe a week and a half later, she transitioned. The girl, that shit was, I learned a lot when my mama was dying, honey. Because I was like, Lord, what's going on? Is Carmen going to pass on some of her shit to me? And clearly she did.
Because I say, yeah, yes, she
Yeah,
did.
clearly she did. Because I was like, man, I'm telling you, after she died, like all kinds of things, it was just different. I mean, it was different.
What's the most shocking thing you've seen in the house that wasn't related to her or no family members that you are like, okay, this is definitely paranormal. This is definitely
Oh, when
like
things, nothing, just like when things just started disappearing and reappearing. I would blame it. I would a lot of times blame her because she had the dementia and she was just forget where she put things or touch things. But it actually wasn't her. I figured it out. It was like when I mean, I would say it was when Farmaine disappeared,
mm,
right? But
oh
I was
yeah,
shocked, but I wasn't really shocked because it was like at least they gave him back. You know what I'm saying? How was
yeah,
I going to explain that to police? Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's the same thing I thought. That's exactly what I thought when I was like, "Mommy, we're gonna have to call the police. What am I
It's
gonna
like
tell the
that
police?"
first season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I was like, "What am I gonna
Yeah,
tell
like
the
he was
police?"
over
Man?
there. At least
She
they
was
brought
like,
him.
"I don't know." She was like, "You know that?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." But I would say that and the just the stuff that's disappearing. But
I
yeah.
mean, afterwards, like I'm talking about
Oh,
recently.
after she
Yeah,
passed.
what's the what that's not related to her, and that you're like, okay, I know that's definitely besides the ancestor dreams, and I did want to touch on that if you wanted
when
to, but
when
what's
the when the dream picture person was on my dreaming in the hallway. Hmm. That shit crazy.
now?
Yeah, I
How did
said it.
I know? I'm like, wait
Hmm.
a minute.
I said
How
it.
did it
Sure
look?
did say. I I I don't remember what he looked like.
So it's a
I don't
man.
remember. I remember having a dream. I don't really. It wasn't a pleasant dream because it wasn't. And then I told you I woke myself up and I sat up because I felt his energy in the hallway. And then I got scared. And then after a minute, I was like, "What the fuck I'm scared for?" And then after I said that, he left. Yeah, I said it. I said what I said, girl.
Mm.
Hmm. Sometimes I wake up with bruises on my arms. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
So
So I
you
be
really
fighting. I
then
be going
you
through it
said,
in
girl,
my
I'll be
dreams, girl.
fighting.
Yeah, I be going through it in my dreams. Sometimes like the bruises be right here on this arm mostly too. Like they'll be like little dots and then they turn into bruises or I have all this right here bruised. And that's how I know I be
Who you be warring with over there?
girl, and them dream people be doing too much sometimes, especially the men. Like the men be like aggressive sometimes, and it's like I don't care. This is my dream. You ain't about to just yeah. But yeah, sometimes I wake
You've
up
been
with
seeing
bruises.
any premonitions in the house, like anything manifested in front of you, like are
I
we
don't know. I don't.
corner of your eyes? I know you
Oh
always catch the
yeah,
damn orb.
I'll see
You
the.
stay
No,
catching orbs.
I'll sometimes I'll see. I don't see them often though. Sometimes I'll see the shadows, and then I try to remember not to look and just stay focused, right? But then I forget. I'm like,
Mhm.
and then be gone, right? But sometimes I haven't seen them lately, but and then sometimes I'll cold
Yeah,
spots sometimes, right? And then that's basically it. Like sometimes things will move on itself, but I'm used to all that. You know what I mean?
that ain't nothing. That's just every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, sometimes things will move by itself. Sometimes the dogs will just be looking like who that is.
Yep, them
Girl,
damn animals, boy. They
girl,
tell
I
you.
just be like, just. Just let me continue doing what I'm doing because I don't got time to be investigating.
And
Right.
when you tend to get close to people and like you get a connection with them, and now they folks pop into your dreams, does that mean, does it, because you know sometimes you can get the message, because most of the time they're trying to get a message. Do you feel prone to give them the message, or you just sit on it and think about it? Because I'm saying this because of what we talked about.
No, I feel prone to give them the message because it
Yeah,
was a message for them. Even though
that's
the conversation was with me,
right.
it wasn't
You were
it
just the
wasn't
best.
for me.
Yeah,
It was a message for them. Yeah.
and
But
that
and if you
happens
don't
a lot.
believe me, then
'Cause-
don't believe me. But yeah.
right, but you got to
Yeah.
say it.
Hmm.
That happens
But
a lot.
yeah,
It's gonna start happening a lot more. Like if you go to restaurants, the crowded supermarkets, or
girl.
like you're gonna pick up on other people, and you're gonna not gonna want to say it, but say it. But when you dream about them, and they're coming to you so vividly, and you know they ain't for you, that ain't your family, but you know
Right.
who
I was like, who
for,
the fuck is on there?
right?
The
You
fuck?
know you got to give the
The
message,
hell?
especially if they keep reoccurring. Like, okay, let me give that message. So I think you don't understand the abilities that you really have. I think you do. I just don't think you really want them.
Girl.
That's what I think. I think you don't want them.
Who
And by
so
you trying to fight them, that leads to the PTSD, the depression, the anxiety,
Girl,
because
I'm
I
working
don't
on
want to see this
myself.
stuff. We all where we all is a work in progress, auntie.
I'm working on it.
Um,
The cards ain't my calling because it's not. I don't
no,
have the patience for that.
no.
No. I tried though, because I did. So I
It's
just
still
gotta
a nice tool, but it ain't for everything, ain't for everybody. So
right.
you're calling this tool. You don't need
I just don't know what it
necessarily
is.
a tool. You don't need a tool. You're getting your download straight from source.
Girl, I be tired. Girl, I
It's
be
fucking
tired.
draining.
Like one day I went through my because you know your iPhone records your sleep. I didn't know, right? Yeah, exactly. Right. So one day I was through my phone and I'm like, man, what is this? In the health thing, right?
oh yeah.
Right. And I'm like, what is this, right? Because I know the watch does it, but I be having I don't really wear my watch and it's off, right? So it says something about sleep, like disturb some sleep, right? So I clicked on it and I remember that night too, because I woke up like what felt like every hour or so. Girl, why the fuck I woke up like 28 times in one night, right? Within minutes of each other. And I remember that because my dream was like, girl, I don't know where the fuck I was at, but I kept waking myself up because I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable and they was doing too much in my dream. Right. And then I kept going back to girl. I kept going back to sleep and then starting to dream back where I left off at. I remember that night. Sometimes that happens too.
When
Like
that
I wake
happens,
up,
you know it's real.
yeah, I wake up and then just
I'm like,
I call those to be continued.
right.
Like yeah, I'll be having it to be
That's a
continued.
good one.
Yeah, I call those to be continued. But yeah, I remember that
I
night.
be liking
28.
them dreams sometimes, especially when
Yeah,
I'm
but it
really with
depends. Like
people that I love and they ain't seen in a minute,
yeah, but it's
and I
different
gotta
though.
get up and
Like
go
that
back into
dream.
it.
I remember that dream because I that night because girl I was so tired and everything and I had so much to do and I kept waking up like I said it felt like it was every hour and then I looked at the log and it was like every like I woke up like every 5 to 10 minutes
Mm.
between every 3 to 10 minutes every 3 to 10 minutes and then fucking we was fighting in that dream. I remember that because I it was some demons in my dream and then they was pretending to be my mama.
They
I
was
remember that dream, and I was like, "You are not my mom." And then that man got so mad, and then he turned into this big ass shadow, fucking cloak wearing motherfucker. And I was like, "Bitch,"
yeah, that's
because what we about to do is, and we fought in my dream
to
because we
play
did.
these games.
And then motherfucker can't wait till I came back, and then every time I told you, every time I woke up, went back to sleep, it started right where I left off.
You one of
So,
them people I can't recommend Blue Lotus tea to, or
girl,
Blue Lotus oil, or how I got the Blue Lotus spray and the oil. because that heightens
Girl, I
your
don't need
peanut
that.
boy.
'Cause I
You don't need none
don't,
of that.
no,
you
no, ma'am.
you good. You don't need none of that. You
No,
need to
ma'am.
start
No, I
writing this
cannot.
stuff down.
Like, I mean, I do, but then it's like, I mean, I got the stuff that you tell me to write. Well, what I need to do is just start doing it.
Yeah, it's easier said than done because I
Yeah.
still behind on some of my journals, but I've got a lot of stuff written down. But I'm behind on some of my journals. So
Like when,
yeah, when somebody comes to you or and they have like they say, "Oh, Lucia, I'm depressed. I got PTSD. I'm having visions.
so
I'm having these dreams that are real, vivid, lucid,
I'll
premonition,
tell them.
that
I
I'm
just
depressed."
told,
What did you suggest? You
I'll
can't
tell them,
suggest don't
like,
take your medicine. What would you can take probably herbal supplements. What would you suggest that they what's the first thing you have to start not panicking, embracing it, and don't not embrace it because that did not work for you.
no, I don't tell them all that because what might work for me might not work for them. So
True.
I'll just tell them, you're gonna have to figure out what's gonna have to work for them. So, because I can't just be like, well, do this, do that, because it might not work for them. Even though it worked for me, or it might not work for me, or it might work for them.
Hmm.
So
So
they ain't
what
no
you
listen.
guide? Do you guide them and tell you just be like, "Girl, you get it how you live," or did
No,
you give any
I
type
just
of good advice? Like you
no,
can't just
I'll
say,
just
"I don't know,
I'll tell them
it
what
ain't
they
gonna work
dreams
for
were,
you."
because I do. I'll tell them what they dreams were, because I do. I'll be like, that wasn't no dream, right? I was like, that shit fucking rapper for real. And sometimes they be looking at me like I'm stupid. I don't care how stupid you look at me. Like, I'm telling you, it is what it is.
That's right.
And if they ask me about like the sleep, the nightmares and this and that and all the other stuff, I'm like, you're gonna have to figure out. I'll tell them like stuff that you told me, like recommend. I told you like the stuff, just because I
Just
act like
because you
I'm
act like you
listening, don't
don't
mean
pay
yeah, I'm
attention,
listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
you be
Okay.
paying attention because you
Yeah.
show act like you don't be paying attention, but
Yeah.
you be
Yeah.
remembering a little
But
bit.
I'll be listening though. So I'll tell them stuff that you recommend me or somebody else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or something that you recommend in one of your TikTok videos. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it might work for them.
Right.
But then I'd be like, well, if you don't do it, don't be asking me shit. Cause
Right.
right, cause I'm trying to tell you what this lady know, and I know she know. So and if you're not gonna help yourself, so why the fuck you
That's the
gonna ask
first
me?
thing you gotta want to help yourself.
Right. So it's like, yeah, I tell them though
How
about
do
the
you feel
dream.
about your abilities? You feel like it's a blessing and a curse, or are
I
you
mean, it's all
embracing
right. Like, it's all right. Like, I mean, I don't got no choice but to embrace it. But
Yeah.
it's like it's so
Would you ever
overwhelming
do
sometimes.
spiritual counseling and let somebody come to you
If I knew what
and
I was doing, yeah,
you know what you're doing?
it's not gonna be gentle counseling.
That's that. Then you know what that might need to be your new
Um,
business name
yeah,
or
ain't
your
gonna be no
little
gentle
thing right there.
counseling,
Like this
cause,
is real raw with Lucy.
I'm not
It's
gonna right,
real.
cause
It's raw.
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna sit here
sugarcoating shit.
and
I'm not
baby you
gonna
throughout this thing, honey.
gonna
No,
coddle your ass. We're
yeah,
gonna
cause
do
if
it
I couldn't get babied, you ain't either. Right,
together.
right,
I be
yeah.
trying to coddle my clients, like, oh, we're gonna, and
Mm,
some
I
of
don't.
them, after a minute, I'm
Uh-uh.
like, now listen, got to get
Yeah,
it
and that's the thing. I
to
don't want to be coddled. I would rather not be coddled,
I
baby.
like straight to the point.
Yeah,
Some of them like straight to the point, and some of them like to be coddled.
yeah,
Then
those
some of them
sensitive
abuse the
ones.
coddling. Like, okay, you don't need this much coddling. You can do this. You
Right,
got this. Like,
man up,
stop.
man
Yeah,
up, and
man, the
tough.
fuck up.
Right, right. But yeah, but no. If somebody asks me about or says something about dreams, like for instance, um, this guy was talking about how his kids hadn't visited him in his dreams yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I remember thinking like, well, when it's been a little bit over a year, so they should have at least came by now, at least one. And then I found out that he actually chose a lot of times he chose his girlfriend and her kids before them.
Oh well.
That
Yeah.
made a lot of sense.
There you go with that one.
I told the cousin that the cousin was telling me about it, and I told the cousin that she told me. I was like, well, I was like, honey, like they don't forget just because they're
No,
gone physically doesn't
that's
mean
what
they
people
forget.
think. Like when we transition, we are not angels. We're not saints.
Right. With
We are
energy, we go
still,
back
we
to
have
energy.
energy. We are still, we're us. We're a heightened, we're a better, more pure version of us, but we're still us. We still have healing to do. We still have things to do when we get over there.
I
But
learned all
nine
that
times
when
out
my
of ten,
mama
if I
died.
hated your fucking guts over here,
Hmm.
I'm probably not gonna want to fuck with you over
Over
there.
there, right. And I'm my higher self. Right.
Right. Like, and I'm
Hmm.
still, because there was a reason, unless for some reason we were supposed to be enemies and we figured out over there. But if I didn't mess with you over here, I don't probably even want to see you over there.
You know when shit really, 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 really started changing? I just thought about it
Hmm.
after my mom died, and I just started doing my own research.
Looking down the
Mhm.
rabbit holes of things.
Girl, I went so far down, it smelled like
Um,
shit. Girl,
the
that
rabbit
shit was
holes. Lord,
crazy, yo.
Lord.
When she died, I was like, it's gotta be more than just, yeah, it's gotta be more. And then the more I looked, the more I found out. The more I found out, the more everything made more sense.
That's
You
what I'm
know what I
saying. It
mean?
makes sense.
Uh,
Everybody ain't crazy.
the more I found, yeah, the more I found out, the more I wanted to learn. And then I would take breaks sometimes because sometimes I would just get fucking so caught up, it like weeks and months and shit, right? And I would
Man.
need a break. And then the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn and still want to learn, you know what I mean? But I don't got the patience. I'm trying to
Oh,
learn patience.
yeah, that's a hard one, but I stay down a rabbit hole. Sometimes I don't even know how I got there,
The
but it's like
man, that's not what happened to me.
that's
I
not
was like,
what I even be looking for. I be
that's what
so
happened to me. Like I just kept looking for little things, and then little things turned into bigger things, and then the bigger things, and the bigger things. That's when everything really started changing. When I started looking for stuff
yep,
on
and
my
yep,
own, like things were already changing, but that's when everything. I'm telling you, Christine, that's when everything fucking changed. The more I learned and became more knowledgeable, the
yep.
more things just started fucking up.
Because the more research you do, the more
Yeah.
knowledge you want to obtain. The universe matches that. Oh, like you want to learn.
The more my dreams got more. I'm gonna say crazy because they be doing too much sometimes. Right, girl. When I tell you they be doing too much sometimes, I be waking up
I
mad as hell.
believe.
Right, right. And then the more vivid my dreams were, the more I astral projected. I didn't know
Hmm.
about that shit until I fucking looked into that because I'm like, why the fuck am I? Like astral projection. I'm like, what the fuck? All these TikToks I've been watching, and then all these people trying to astral project. Like it's so easy. All you gotta do is go to fuck to sleep. Clearly, right? Clearly, it's not. Cause all
Oh
these motherfuckers
God.
want to be.
Ah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, some
I'm
people.
thinking, right? I'm thinking it's
That
so
is
easy,
funny.
but like I mean, yeah, girl, like everything changed. Everything changed when my mama transition in that 2 1 because it took me what I mourned for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So in that whole year and a half, I was just doing research after research after research after research because I couldn't work, I couldn't do nothing. So I was like, let me just start. I was looking into the Bible, and then I was looking into spirituality, and I was looking into, and then that's when I just started looking into after death.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens to the soul? When I realized that when my mama took her last breath, that was her soul. That's when I started looking deeper.
Hmm.
When I realized that was your soul, your breath is your soul. Like a lot of people don't understand that. Like,
And you did a video on that, and I was like, look at
so
Lucy Lou over
I was
here.
going down that rabbit hole,
Seen
girl. I
that
was like,
video.
I was going down that rabbit hole, and I was like, what? And then it all made sense. All of it made sense. Like all of it makes sense. Like everything is, and that's what people don't understand. Like everything is connected to everything.
Everything.
Spirituality is connected to everything.
Everything.
Christianity is pretty, to everything. Like
All
all of it is
intertwined.
connected, right? All these religions,
They
all they
got
are,
something in common. They have something in common, and more than
it's
likely, it's
all
a belief
wicked.
in a higher
It's
creator.
all. That's the thing. It's like it's all wicked. It's all. energy base is all, you know what I'm saying? Is all of it. Like they could call it what they want. It all leads back to one source.
That's it.
Like yeah, y'all need to do your research.
They sure do. Because listen,
hmm
if you start, if I urge anybody, whatever you want to do research on, whether it be spiritual, whether religion,
It all goes back
medical,
to it. All
science,
comes back to the same thing.
when you go down them rabbit holes, it'll take you, and you really want to
Yep,
learn, it'll take you all
to the
around
same
the same,
place.
no
Yep,
matter what it is, you'll come back full circle.
yep. You come back to the same place. The same place is the creator. The same place is the creator's energy. The same. Everything. Everything is energy. Like
And
everything is
that's the
energy.
truth.
Everything is energy, and everything goes from the creator. Like you could call him God, you could call him Yahweh, you could call him Yeshua,
Buddha,
Buddha,
Allah, it don't, it's
Jehovah,
all, whoever, it's the same. We
creator.
all come from one creator, no
Yeah.
matter what you call him or
And people
her.
get mad when you bring that up. Like, man, don't tell me who
People
my
stay
God is.
mad at me.
Like, don't tell me what I know about my God.
I just say believe, as long believe in something good. Just if you
Yeah.
don't, whatever you want to
Right.
believe in, believe it. If it's good for you and it's working for you,
Yep.
believe in it. Pray.
Everything a boomerang. Everything's a
Yep.
boomerang. Yeah. That's when I learned about incarnation.
Mm.
That really fucked me up.
Do you
Yep.
believe
That's
in it? Because I believe in it.
because it's all the facts are there.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
like
could
I
go
think
down that rabbit
Hinduism
hole.
believes in it a lot too.
All the facts are there. Yeah, all the facts
Hmm.
are there. Like you know how they be like some religions be like, no, you don't reincarnate. The
Uh,
Catholic.
I think you do.
Yeah, the Catholic.
I'm pretty much know you do.
Like the Catholics be like, dude, you don't reincarnate. And then the Christian Bible where it says, I'm not knocking the Christians and stuff like that, how it says that all the spirits are all the souls are asleep. No,
No,
they're not people. They're not.
they're not.
If
And
they
then you got
were,
to
they wouldn't be
remember how
ghosts.
many times the Bible's been translated.
And they
There's
just
a
edited
lot
it.
of good in
They
the
just
Bible. There's
edited
a
it
lot
again.
of good things, but they translated. So you
They
have
just
to
edited
really
it again last year. That's why you got to do your
look,
own research. Yeah.
got to, because there's
hmm
some real shit in there, but you have to know the real from them. And then you have to go further than that. That's why I like every religion, the ATRs, I respect it. I learned
hmm
something from it. The Wiccans, the witches, I respect it. I learned something from it. The hoodoo people, practitioners, voodoo
Yeah.
practitioners, respect it. I learned something from it. Every pantheon, the pagans, I respect the Christians. I'm from Southern Baptist Christian roots, so I'm not a Christian because I can't be because I don't turn the other cheek. So if you're gonna be it, be a real one. And but that's why I say I'm spiritual. I believe in the things. I respect things. Do I agree with everything? No. Do I have to? No.
And if they go deep into it, there was no religion at first.
No, there
Religion
was
was right. And everything that Jesus was preaching was about energy and source and yeah, all of it. But I got a friend that said he was gonna start, reading the Bible, but I'm like, I mean, you can. Some of it is,
some of it. I
real
love Proverbs. I
yeah.
like
It's like some of it is, I was like, but
Psalms,
you still gotta do
Proverbs.
your own research on
Yeah, you got to.
on what you that's what started it too. Like I was
And tell your friend get the Ethiopian Bible because that got
oh
some
I
it's
gotta
the
get that. I
Enoch in there.
know.
I gotta get that too. I want the
Yeah, I
Ethiopian
need to get
Bible.
that. Yeah.
That's supposed to be the most realist like
Yeah,
scrolls
Bible.
are in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
than the King James version.
Oldest Bible. Yeah.
And
Ever the first Bible ever made.
I would suggest everybody to get the
Mm,
Ethiopian Bible.
but other than that, that's when everything started, and everything's still going.
So how you feeling now?
I mean, I'm better. I still go through it sometimes, like, but I'm getting better. I
Well,
don't
that's
feel the
good.
same.
You feel better than you did.
No, but I feel different. I don't feel the same. I feel like how can I put it? Like I just downloaded some shit that
Mm.
I shouldn't have been like. You know how you go on the website and shit and you get a virus on your computer? Yeah, that's what I feel. Right. Exactly how the fuck I feel.
That's a way that's a good way to describe
Yeah,
it.
it's exactly how the fuck I feel. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna be the same after what just happened.
Right.
You know?
And moving forward, how you gonna what are you thinking about doing moving forward? You gonna look more into your abilities?
I ain't got no choice, girl. I don't got no choice. Like the universe didn't give me a choice.
That's
Like
right.
you know what I mean. So now I just got to figure out what works for me. Clearly, it's
I
dreaming
think yeah,
because
because yep, you gotta get your niche. What works for
right,
you might
it's
not work for the next person, but as long
right.
as it's working,
Because I
that's all
can use a
you gotta
pendulum real good. I'll touch it and that motherfucker be like,
You got the
right?
pendulum down. Like I got the
Yeah,
rods. I got the I
I
do the
can't. I got the
pendulum.
rods too, but I
I
ain't really
can get
care for
that
the rods that
pendulum.
much either.
I like the pendulum. I like the rods. I like the cards. Sometimes all you really need is a glass of water and a white candle too. Like if you have nothing
Yeah, I
else and
ain't
you
think
need
about
a
that.
divine for somebody, a tea light and a clear glass, and you get down.
Girl, I'll be
But
watching
it's
too many scary movies.
all
I just thought about that shit. Oh, girl.
Have you seen Sinners yet, Lucy?
No,
Oh, girl, you have
I
got
said it's good.
that
Uh-huh.
movie. I seen it
I ain't,
twice.
I ain't been to the show. I saw that video. I ain't been to the show either. Like when I tell you my anxiety and my motherfucking my shit is
Well,
high.
honey, that's
Like,
why you got to go when the old people go, or nobody. Nobody was there when me and Monica went. We went like 11 o'clock. Nobody was
like,
there.
no, it's not even that. Like, I don't want to go nowhere.
You don't want to go
Like
out the
even
house.
like not even the house. Like I don't mind going out the house. I just don't want to be around where, man, I go to the grocery store because I have to, right?
Right.
I go to the doctor because I have to, right? I'll whatever because I have to. But like if I could just go somewhere where I could just grind like a forest or something, and then just stay there all the time, I mean, I would. If when this yard gets fenced in, you don't. I'm gonna be in my motherfucking yard for a
That's
while.
right. I love the yard. That's what I told you. A lot of mediums that I know and psychics that I know, they have to hike. Like we have to go out. They either hike, they're touching, like you said, you like to touch the tree or go by the tree,
Yeah,
getting that grass. You have to be outside. You have to be in
like I
good
plant,
pure
I I,
nature.
I plant and stuff because I
Yeah,
do.
you do. You're good with
But
that.
but then
I
it's
got to get my
like
flowers this weekend.
right. But then it's like I know I gotta get out. I do.
Yeah.
But my anxiety don't want me to because then I could pick up on that shit. There's nothing too. Like I be picking up on like what the fuck they call it, like booty breath energy and shit. Like you know how somebody walk past you and stank and shit and leave that air. I be picking up on that shit too. Like man, come on.
Oh my
Like
God. You know what you got to do when you go out? Sunglasses and cover your head. And that'll help you because
I
it
ain't
covers
think about
your
that.
crown and you're not nobody's really like looking in your because
I'm
the
gonna buy
eyes
me a
are
sun hat.
so yeah, a sun hat, a cap,
Mm,
some
Actually,
glasses and go.
I was gonna say my mom had something, but her head was little. Yeah, I can't fit those. Mine had a little head. Yeah,
I got a little Bob Marley bonnet, like not bonnet, but like knit, like fitted hat. I forgot what you call it.
yeah.
And then
I know
I
you're
got
talking
a
about.
like it's fitted, but it's knit. Then I got a black one. Like sometimes I put over,
I'm
and
not
then I
gonna get
see
one. I
evil
didn't
eye
think about that.
baseball cap that I might get, and I keep sunglasses just
Oh,
because sometimes you got to have them sunglasses and that hat on. Kroger fucks me up. I have to have. I don't even like Kroger.
that was
I don't know,
nothing.
too many people and the lights, and I hear everything. I feel everything. I go buy
Man, this
something.
shit's
I'm
so
like, oh
overwhelming.
my God, Kroger be fucking
That
me up.
shit's so overwhelming. Like the bracelet you gave me,
Hmm.
that bitch gone. The
Well,
motherfucker that the hematite ring I had, that bitch gone.
that broke.
That bitch gone. When I tell you that bitch gone, I had an evil eye on here. That bitch just disappeared.
Mm,
Throughout that whole time that I was losing my fucking mind. All that shit was like pop 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 pop. And I was like,
popping
damn.
all that energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, man, the fuck. And then that's it. And I gotta go get some more because I do. I mean, this I still got this though. The amethyst he gave me. Like,
Amethyst is good. When
yeah.
you are on, cause you be on TikTok. Well, I think Cersei got in trouble because they was on Instagram. Oh, girl, I won a giveaway last night. Me and Madeline was sitting here, and I was number 32.
Oh, did
And
you?
I'll anyway,
Congratulations.
yeah, from Cersei because thank you. Because they're usually on TikTok, but they said something, and you know, how TikTok could kick your ass off for a couple days.
Yeah,
So they was on Instagram doing
they
their
did
live.
that to
But
me. Yeah.
when they when they go live, look, watch them. They have everything, Lucy.
Who
Like
is it?
it's Cersei, CIRCE boutique, and they do lives on
You gonna
TikTok
have to tell
all
me
the
because I
time.
don't remember that.
The next time they go live, I'll share it with you. But they have everything the Botanicas have. Everything the Botanicas have, like
I
the
just
stuff.
seen a video of this lady. I think they were in I want to say in Alabama. I shared it too. I reposted it because I was like, dang, this lady got everything. I think it was in Alabama.
I'll
It
have
was
to
the
look at
Black
it.
Botanica. I'll look for it. I reposted it the other day.
Now the Cersei, the lady that owns it, is Puerto Rican, and then the guy Pedro, I think he's Dominican. But they have everything. Like they got the candles, they got the oils, they got the baños, they got
Yeah,
all of it, and they let you. So you shop all week. So say for me, I pay my invoice tomorrow, but I was able to shop from last Saturday all the way till this Saturday. So every day when they go live 2 or 3 times a day, you can catch it live, and they got sales like 30% off fixed candles. They got all the fixed candles,
do
all the
that.
oils, all the herbs, the saints. I didn't get Saint Michael from them. I got an Isis statue. I got a Ochun statue from there. I got my Saint Michael from Earthlore. But they got the saints. They got mother. Oh, I got a Mother Mary saint in there. I do got a. I knew I
Did
had
you?
something else. Yep, I got a Mother Mary saint in the living room
That's
statue.
nice, ain't it?
It is pretty.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
sounds like it's
this
nice.
big. It's pretty. I got it
Is
sitting
it?
by my plant. They got a lot of nice stuff. You would like it too, and it's reasonable. They got bracelets, earrings, rings, but mostly it's herbs, oils, candles, and they even have like some like makeup products too.
Do they?
Not a lot though, but it's mostly like yeah, they got some really cute stuff, and it's reasonable. They always got a sale. So that's what I like, the 30% off or the buy one, get one free with herbs or the oils. They got all the hoodoo oils and they make them themselves. Like,
Girl, I dreamt about this man, right?
huh?
I don't know who that man was I dreamt about, but he seemed like he was a priester, right?
Hmm.
I don't know who he
Did he
was.
say something?
He was just looking.
What
He was
color was he wearing?
he was black. He was. I don't remember. I know he was black though. He had on a like one of them African clothes.
Hmm.
I think it was one of them African clothes. But I couldn't really talk to him because like all them dream people was just irritating the shit out of me and they wouldn't leave me alone.
If you
But
remember what colors he was wearing, look up the Orishas and see was
yeah,
he
I don't remember what colors it were.
Shango, Ogun,
I don't
Oche.
remember because I woke up. When I woke up, like girl, I was irritated. Bro. I told you, bro, they be doing too much. Like I'm wake up mad as hell sometimes. Right?
You
Like
need
how
to
you
put
got the
some
audacity to just
camphor,
come home.
get you some water, some camphor, or some of that blue anil. Put it in a glass under your bed or in your room, or
Girl, I got a thing with moon water, sage, some Palo Santo in it, right?
mhm,
And some Florida water in it. One of
Florida water,
them old ones
hmm
that them jars that seal.
mason jars.
Yeah, but it's like the old school one with the latch.
Okay,
Right.
you got oh,
That's under my bed. That shit's been under my bed for like a year.
you might
Yeah.
want to change it out. Like you might want to freshen that up a little
Yeah.
bit.
I was thinking that the other day too when I saw it. I was like, damn,
Maybe might
that water
want
marinated.
to razzle dazzle up in here.
Yeah.
You might want to
Water marinated as
freshen
fuck. I
that
was
up a
like,
little something, something. I've been
no.
keeping camphor, just a little camphor cubes You know you can make Vicks vapor rub out them camphor cubes and mint
No.
and coconut oil. Yeah, I got a whole recipe with it because we live with Vicks. I got some in here, some in the bathroom, and then seen a recipe for my Paleto on how to make your own, and it was just camphor, mint, coconut oil, and like other essential eucalyptus. It was like essential oils, but the main base was camphor and the coconut oil. That's where you get that
Really?
mint. Yeah, and the mint. There has to be essential oils,
Or
but
it's
the
like
mint.
no natural oil.
No, it has to
Yeah.
be essential. And then, but I get the
Is it,
blocks of camphor and I put them in clean water, like when
uh,
I'm doing my readings. And then I have another clear water with my candles over there going. And then you can also put bluing, the blue anil in there. Like your mom would know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
It captures all negativity. You can put it by your door. You can put it in your room.
But
And
you
like
gonna
if
have to text me all that because I ain't gonna remember all that. You be giving me too much information and my brain be
and
like,
it's
hey,
cheap too. Like the little camphor blocks is $5. The blue anil is $1 a square. And they got them at Cersei Boutique.
do they?
Yep.
Is that the one? Where's that at?
On TikTok. The one when I be doing
Send me
my
the
hauls,
name.
like
Yeah, send me the name.
I am. I'll share it to your thing on
Yeah,
TikTok. So
but
I
yeah.
enjoyed you, Lucy. What you
Thank
think
you.
about the Diddy trial?
Girl, that bitch. You
Yeah,
know what? Like, I mean, I know he nasty.
oh,
But she just as nasty though. I'm not saying that. I'm not
don't
saying
do that.
10
Don't get
years,
me canceled.
girl.
I
10
ain't,
years. Come
I ain't
on now.
nowhere near getting
Like, I
canceled.
mean, she's not perfect either, but she's not perfect either. But like, I don't think he needs to be put the blame for everything either. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
I
that's
think
just my
the
opinion.
motherfucker need to go to hell.
Oh
Like,
no, he do, but if you
but he
listen to
just,
like some
I
of the
mean,
things that she
she was
says,
a baby though. She was a kid.
yeah, but she 10 years, like she was there till she was in her 30s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you listen to like some of the things in her text messages and things she
I
said,
want need to. I'll be trying to, and it's so
like,
much.
yeah, like she basically admitting to doing things too because she wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that so don't get offended. I'm not saying
I ain't
that
offended. I
not
don't get
you, but I'm not how can I put this? I'm not trying to say that
offended.
she was responsible per se for everything, but she has some responsibility with it too. You know what I mean? Like I understand you're like 19 or 22. So she says she met him at 19, but she actually met him at 22, right? So you know, after like a few years of going through this, like you should know better. You know what I mean? Like you don't stay young and dumb forever. Yeah.
Some
And then
people talking dude. I will say I know some dumb motherfuckers in their 30s right now. So I don't know, but that's like I
um,
do.
and then she
I,
kept fucking him too. She kept fucking him after. Mm,
I just don't like. Maybe it's because I just don't like the industry. I don't like him. I don't like
yeah,
Clive Davis.
because
I
he's
don't
a
like Jay
pervert.
Z. Yeah, they're fucking
Mm,
nasty ass.
he's a pervert and he groomed
Perverted.
her. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying
that
to say. He
shit.
groomed
They're
her
nasty.
into yeah. So if she was responsible for some of the things too, I'm not saying that she, it's
I
because he
feel.
groomed her into doing, you know what I'm saying? Like
Then it's like the
she was a
other shit,
baby.
like the little boys. Like it's like, what the? Come on,
Yes,
what
it's
is y'all
disgusting.
doing? Y'all got all this
Mhm.
money, all this house,
Mhm.
all the y'all can have
All the
anybody you want.
drugs, all the
The
yeah,
baby
all of it.
oils, y'all
They
got
looking for
stuff.
that daughter. Remember the little white girl that
The
he had
little,
adopted?
yeah, that
They
was
looking
his.
for her.
Wasn't that his daughter's friends, his twin girls' friends, or something? I don't know.
And then
But
he adopted her. It was something
I
like
think
that.
he
And he
crazy.
adopted
No,
her.
he lost his mind.
And then after that, like I think like less than a year later, they never seen her ass again.
I
And they
remember
was
the video of
they
him
was
with
trying
her.
to they were saying that one of the witnesses that are anonymous, they think it's her.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's what they saying. I don't know. But
I
yeah.
don't know, but I just think
M-
they are some nasty ass
my
motherfuckers.
opinion is like
Nasty.
they both need to get in trouble for what they did, especially him. Because
Now
I'm
how you
pretty
gonna say they both? Come on now. Her
I
too?
mean,
Not
girl,
her.
come on
Not
now.
Cassie. Cassie so
Like
innocent.
so am I.
Yeah, nigga. Like,
Right.
don't do that. I
Right.
just think
No.
she's a piece of
But she
shit.
still does need to take responsibility for the things she admitted doing willingly.
I gotta
You
read
know
the
what I mean?
tape. I just,
It's this
uh,
lady. I need to. I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know. That bitch just
yeah.
started popping up on my shit. She got access to
What's
the
she saying? Oh, she's there at the courtroom.
yeah. Well, I don't know if she's in the courtroom, but she got access to like a lot of the stuff. But as soon as she come back on my feet, because I don't be following really nobody no more. Because if I
I've
follow them,
been
then
trying to look.
I'll stop seeing their stuff.
Ah, I
Yeah,
know.
once you
I've
start
been trying to
following,
look
you
at
stop
them.
seeing their things. That shit's so stupid.
I just think it's getting out of control. Not
Yeah.
just him, all of them big people. Like they're nasty.
The kids, man, kids got to grow up to find out all this stuff your mama did and was made to do or did willingly. You know what I mean? That's people don't think about the kids. They don't think about if you're gonna have kids.
Never
Right.
do.
And,
And
and
then have
then
you went down the rabbit hole yet of all the missing indigenous women?
yeah, that I've been down
Uh,
that rabbit hole. Hmm.
I was down there before Emily Pike, and now I done took my ass back down it. Like, good Lord.
You hear about the mermaids?
Yeah, the which ones are you talking about?
The ones that they're actually finding and selling in the black market.
Uh-uh.
Hmm. Mermaids
I've
too.
heard about the ones. Is it
Mermaids
what
too.
part of the Caribbean that they seeing them at? I forgot. And they're saying they're calling them sirens too. Like, be careful talking to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Those
talking
are
about?
real too. Yeah. I
Yeah,
seen
they
on
said
video.
be careful talking to them. But I ain't seen the
Look
ones of they done caught. I believe them. I believe they're out
look
there.
on
Like
YouTube. Yeah, look on
I
YouTube.
stayed watching.
They so ugly. And then I did research on that too, right? And I'm like, man, where the fuck mermaids come from? Right? I went down that rabbit hole, right? Your child calling me. So
That cat.
I
Look,
went down that rabbit hole. I went down there so fucking far. So I found out that the mermaids and the sirens are because I'm thinking to like, okay, giants, right? So
that
because you
used
know
to be
all the
your shit. You was into them giants.
you know they're still giants, right?
I believe it. And
Right.
remember,
And I'm
you
thinking, what
told me that
happened
the
to
damn right. What did you tell me before? The rhinoceros or the rhino was a unicorn.
is
Remember,
a
you told
yeah,
me that shit
yeah, it's in there. It's in there. But
because when you was in that
a
giant, that shit
unicorn,
had you the
yeah.
giant. I
It's in
remember.
there though. If you do your research on that, rhinoceros is a unicorn. It's just not as pretty as they say.
It's not,
Right?
and I can't accept that
Well,
because I
no,
want my
I didn't
unicorn
either,
to
but I
be
ain't had no choice.
flowing.
Right? So I found out that the mermaids and the sirens, again, how it goes back to giants. I'm like, what happened to the women that birthed the giants? Because
Mm,
they didn't die, right? Right. No, man, went down that rabbit hole. Girl went so far deep. That's when I found out what happened to the fallen angels. That's how I
yeah,
found out. That's how I found out that the fallen angels were the one that taught humanity spirituality, tarot cards, right? Tarot cards, how to read the stars, all of it.
astrology, and you got to go back even further to the
Hmm.
Anunnaki.
Yep, all
Yeah,
of it, right?
because I'm
And
into the
then,
Anunnaki. I'm there with.
hmm yep, and then the mothers of the fallen angels, right? The ones that gave birth to the fallen, not the fallen angels, the giants, right?
Hmm.
They were turned into the mermaid. I went deep down that rabbit hole.
Where you found this rabbit hole
Girl,
on TikTok or YouTube?
I'll go. Some of the research, I'll not even the research, like some shit will just pop up. That's how I started, girl. TikTok,
Hmm.
like some of the shit will just pop up. This algorithm will just fuck me all up, and then I'll go like on. I think I got like three or four. I think I got four um web browsers on my phone. So that's why I've been doing the research online. And then the more research I found, it will take me to one thing and then it'll take me
Yeah,
to another thing
that's
and
how
it'll
it
take me to
does
another
me.
thing. Yep. And
I
then
be doing
sometimes
mine
I'll
on
do it.
YouTube, but I
Yep.
went down a couple rabbit holes on TikTok, but
Do it
on
online.
YouTube is where
Yeah. Do
I'm
it
down at.
online too. You'll find a lot more online. I learned a lot of that stuff. Like all them things that they say. It's like all them things that they say is a myth. First of all, we weren't smart enough to make up some shit like that.
That's what I
Right.
say.
Right. We weren't
Nobody
smart
has.
enough.
Our
Oh,
imagination is not that great
yep. Yep.
to
All
make
the
up.
myths,
Have
all the myths are something that is right because there's no was because it still is right.
yeah.
It's just that people would rather portray them as like pretty and beautiful and all that other stuff
I'm
instead of
one of them
just
people, but I still believe in the really like I know they ugly, but I want them to look like Ariel. Damn it, and I know
yeah.
that would be
Yeah, and
great.
there's a lot of people
No,
just
they
because of that.
probably don't.
Yeah, because of that, and then they do it. Yeah, a lot of people want the stuff to look pretty and they don't want to believe it. But yeah, all
Like
the
I was
myths
like,
are actually
the
true.
damn rhino is not a unicorn, but it
Mhm.
probably is. But in my
It
mind, I
is.
wanted to have the golden
Yeah,
fleece and
yeah,
the
yeah.
beautiful colors and
The other name, and I figured the rhino out because I remember this one lady was like, she was talking about. I was asking her about Noah's Ark, right?
mm.
And I'm like, well, if God doesn't forget anything, like how did he forget to put a unicorn on the art, right? And the lady was like, they didn't make it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
They missed the boat.
Right.
They
And then I'm thinking
missed
like,
the boat. They
how did they
wasn't
miss the
there in
boat?
time.
But when the creator wanted two of everything, you know what I'm saying? That didn't make no sense to me.
If
That's
it
how I
don't
went
make
down that
no
rabbit
sense,
hole.
you gotta do
Yeah, that's when
research.
I went down that rabbit hole. It took me like forever because I'm like, no, that can't be right. Because if God don't forget nothing, like why would He make let them miss and He wanted two of everything. That's
Hmm.
when I went down that rabbit hole. But yeah, girl, I got like four web browsers on my damn phone, and I'll
I'm
double
still
triple
looking
check
at
all of them.
this Bohemian Grove, the indigenous girls that are missing, the sex
Hmm.
trafficking. I'm still in all them rabbit holes.
Yep,
I'm gonna
and
be
then
doing some more videos about
all of that has to do with spirituality and all that other stuff too. That's the sad part.
sacrificing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the sad part. And a lot of people just be like, no, they just went for a walk.
yeah.
No,
They just three
right.
hundred thousand women just
They went for
decided
yeah,
one
just went
day
for a walk. Right.
we ain't had 300,000 bodies recovered, but
Walk
that's
across the
okay.
country. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just
And then they still disappearing.
yeah every day.
You need to watch Ancient Alien.
It's Ancient Alien.
You need to watch that. Yeah. That
The
explains a
history is
lot
that
too.
on history?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've
Ancient
heard of it.
Aliens every now and then. You need to watch that. That explains a lot of disappearances too. And all that other stuff. Anunnaki, all of it.
I'm into the Anunnaki. I am into
I've
that
been
shit.
into the Anunnaki. I went
And
down
I've
that
been
rabbit hole
in
too.
I've stayed in the Emerald Tablets. I've been on the Emerald Tablets for 6 years. Thoth,
Yeah.
the Atlantean, because he
Yeah.
was part Anunnaki. So I've been reading him for years. I've been with the Emerald Tablets, the
You know where
Sumerian
I think Atlanta, the Atlantis is. How you say it?
Atlantis,
You know where I think that is?
where
In the Bermuda Triangle.
a lot of
You
people do.
you know they saw what do they call them things? The triangle things. What the fuck is that shit called? That they got in Egypt for a pyramid. There's a
Pyramid.
pyramid.
He said the
Yeah.
triangle things.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. There's a
Okay.
pyramid inside the Bermuda Triangle. You know, right?
No, I didn't know that. I know there's
Mhm.
pyramids and the Mayans built pyramids.
It's a pyramid inside the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. And all has to do with the Anunnaki and the other species. Girl, look it up. I'm telling you.
I am because I
When I
know
tell you I
Thoth
went down so many rabbit holes after my mom died, I ain't had nothing else to do.
when Atlantis went under and Thoth like he had the tablets and these tablets was basically everything because I'll be listening to it the Emerald Tablets. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube. But I just went further and I believe that Atlantis was everything was connected. Like I don't like the continent, all the seven. Well, there was more than seven continents, but they were all connected at one point, and that's how he was able to get the book to the caves and to the Mayans, because there's more than just pyramids in Egypt. So, like, you can't say that. I don't feel like nobody human built them
Because they
pyramids.
didn't. They
Like, yeah, I
didn't.
don't feel like no humans. I don't feel
The
like that was true.
the the pyramid in Egypt, Those are aligned to Orion's belt.
Yep.
Because they didn't do it. The tops of those pyramids that are missing now, those were energy.
Yeah.
I just seen something
Yes.
on the pyramids that they went into. I think it's the one in Egypt. It was copper everywhere.
Do you
Copper.
follow Billy Carson on here? He talks a lot about the Anunnaki. He's super, super. He did a
Probably, I
lot of.
follow a couple people.
Billy Carson he's
Mhm.
pretty good on here. He's on
Yeah,
YouTube. He got
he
Forbidden
has
Knowledge. It's his thing. But
all
he's
that
super smart.
energy. On old days, and just like
He said on top of the pyramids, this is what he said, that there used to be like clear quartz crystals on top
yeah,
of the
and
pyramids.
they took
That's
them
what he
out
said.
back in the day. I
Yep,
remember
that's
that,
what he said.
and they took them out. Yep.
And
And
he
then
was like,
Cat
those
Williams.
energy.
You ever listen to Cat Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, about the
You hear him?
Anunnaki, all of
I
it,
listened to him on Shay
Christianity.
Shay, but did you hear him on Joe Rogan?
No,
That
I
was a
haven't
good
seen it.
one. That's
Yeah,
a 3 hour one, but Cat Williams is super enlightened on Joe
yeah,
Rogan. He
on
tells way
everything.
more
Yeah,
information than he did on a Club
yeah, I
Shay.
haven't seen that yet, but yeah, he's enlightened on everything.
Yeah,
Like,
he there.
yeah,
He's
that shit
super
crazy.
smart.
So is Terrence Howard.
Yeah, they think
Yeah,
Terrence Howard crazy. He's not. He's
he
another
got
one. He
that
was Billy
YouTube girl.
Carson had him on his show too.
He a physicist. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and self taught.
Yeah, I was like, damn, he's doing some shit too. I was like, you know what? Let me just look these people up,
Because
cause I
everybody
need to,
ain't crazy just because
cause I
they
don't want to be
crazy.
surprised. Right, right. I don't want to be ready.
Well, I
But yeah,
thoroughly enjoyed this. You got to come back on here. We gotta talk about something else. Like I said, when I get my paranormal stuff, I'm gonna have you come on here and we're gonna talk about some paranormal shit, or maybe I'll go somewhere and do a video on something, and me and you can come on here and talk about the video and see what you think and what
or
I think.
how about when you get your spirit box, we can go somewhere.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
We go somewhere and use your spirit box.
That'd be nice.
I take it.
I take my laptop, we can set it up and just go.
I take my cross with me, my prayer. Right,
You're gonna be all
right,
right. I gotta
right.
get 2 tripods, the spirit box, the EMV, and the recorder, and we good. We just take the laptop and go.
Just let me know. I go. Okay.
Okay, I'm down for it. Well,
All
thank
right.
you for coming on here.
Thank you for
And
having me.
yeah, you're gonna have to come back too, because we can talk about all types of shit.
Right. Okay. Just let me know. I
I
ain't doing
will.
nothing.
And if anybody wants to reach out to you to ask you something or just to follow you on something, where can they find you?
Oh,
Oh,
email me SKIGHSRAIN 928 at gmail.com. Just leave a just leave a
an
message.
email.
Yeah.
And you're on TikTok too. What's your TikTok
Oh,
handle?
SKIG. I think it's a Z in it, girl. I can't remember. I think I changed it.
It's okay. It's okay.
So SKIHZRAIN because I think it's a Z in it. I don't think it's an S, so I think I changed it to a Z. But yeah,
But
but
the email is accurate.
email is accurate. I had
If
to
you
change
have
the
any questions for Ms.Lucia, if you want to talk to her about anything, all you have to do is email her.
Might
Find her
have
on
to give me a
TikTok.
minute to reply though.
You might have to give her a minute to reply, but she gonna come back on here. I'm gonna have her
Yeah,
back on here probably in a few weeks.
right,
We'll talk about something. I'll make up a topic because I like it because we don't have the same views, but we had the same views,
right,
especially on conspiracy shit. So I love that. Right
right.
there alone, when we just talked about the Anunnaki, we can do 3 hours on that, and I would just be in my glory. I have to have more snacks and shit in here.
Oh yeah,
But
go on YouTube and look up the Bermuda Triangle, the discoveries. You'll
okay,
see everything. Yeah,
I
everything that
will.
they found. But yeah, it's all
And you
energy.
can look up Billy Carson.
That's what I'm about to do now.
Yep,
Before I
he's on
forget.
YouTube. It's called The Forbidden Knowledge. He had
I
Terrence
want to say
Howard
I've
on it.
seen that before.
When you see him, you probably like, I've seen him before.
Yeah,
He knows a
write that
lot
down.
about the Anunnaki. He's the one that told me about The Ethiopian Bible.
I found out of the Ethiopian Bible on TikTok, girl.
Get that? They got the
Yeah,
Book of Enoch in it. And it's like the most realist. Like it's.
yeah.
And I want to get it. I'm going to get it.
And then it has the thing about Noah. You know, Noah was a albino, right?
That's what they say.
Mm.
That's what they.
Albinos are the but albinos are the closest thing to angel.
That's what I heard. You know,
Mm.
you heard about Antarctica. Listen, we can go on and on and on.
Right,
The center
right.
of the earth, you know them. They got that white hair and that white
Mm-hmm.
skin in Antarctica. So that's a whole nother show. We need to
Like,
come back on here and talk about that.
okay.
Good, because these cats are about to drive me crazy.
And your
All
children
right,
do
well, I
too.
love you. Thank you
All
so
right, love
much
you
for coming
too.
on here. I'm gonna have
You're
you back on
welcome.
here in a couple weeks.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody. In the stream, Christine.